screen as opposed to in real life. Okay. Okay. How we doing? I have my lamp a little too bright, so that may be getting adjusted. Let me know your thoughts. It is Cecily. I am back as promised to talk about our latest and greatest healthy habits and actions to support natural fibroid elimination, to raise awareness that there is hope for women who are looking for um, options, looking for any shred of proof, hope that there is and there are ways to reverse uterine fibroids naturally. That's what we are doing with our latest and greatest fibroid challenge. And tonight, I am here to go over the rules for the upcoming challenge that starts on Monday, March 18th. Monday, March 18th. Let me double, triple check that. Today is Monday, right? Exactly. 7 days from now, we will be kicking off day one of a 7-day challenge. Good evening, Goddess Melissa. Always here. I love it. Great to hear from you. Thanks for checking in the chat. You know I love it. Everybody else, check in the chat when you come. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're watching. I have my tea. Let me know if you have your tea, what you're sipping on. So I have a blend of a bunch of stuff tonight. I have soursop tea, which is great for so many things. It's great for just the underlying subject of inflammation, reversing inflammation, but it's also very powerful for blood sugar balance, right? And helping to reverse any ailments related to blood sugar. So get at me if you'd like an ounce of soursop. I do sell that. Let me know. So back to today's topic, the 7-day fibroid freedom challenge in conjunction with March Madness. And I wanted to call it March Madness for a couple reasons. The first one being that it's March, of course, which also happens to be my birthday month, right? The month of my solar return. That's coming up. So I thought it'd be a great time to kick off a challenge and then culminate towards the end after the challenge is my solar return or birthday. So it's a fun festive time for me, but I call it March Madness because, you know, of all of the sports March Madness related type activity going on during this month. And it's also a good topic for me to incorporate into the subject of womb wellness and natural fibroid elimination, because getting active and movement is so critical and also left out of the conversation when we're talking about shrinking fibroids. Oftentimes we spend all of our time talking about eating vegan or talk about trauma or emotional toxins, you know, or herbs and supplements, right? But we don't spend enough time talking about exercise and getting active and moving, which is another very necessary way and also just as important of a tool to help our body to expel toxins and waste, as well as negative energy, right? Negative body memory, things that we don't know we're holding on to. Just dancing, just moving our bodies, working out, doing yoga, right? Sweating through our biggest organ, our skin, is a huge major key in helping the body to expel toxins through that detox pathway. So the March Madness Challenge is going to incorporate workouts. I will have 4 workouts that we need to do, nothing too major because I realize that we're all at different levels of fitness, but just look out for a yoga workout, a strength training workout, definitely dance. There may be a couple of dance workouts that you have to do. So that being said, if you want to be considered for the prize at the end. That being said, let's get into some of the rules again. I probably have gone over them. Let me pull them up so I don't leave any out. Oh, I meant to pull up the flyer, not a video. Oops, let's go back. So first, I want to talk about things that we should not be doing, right? Before I go into the flow and the housekeeping of how things are going to go. The rules are basically for me to say during the 7-day challenge, we're not going to be engaging in this behavior. We're not going to be eating these things, that kind of stuff, right? So let's see if I can find that flyer. Let's get into that. None of the things that feed fibroids will be permitted during the challenge. Now, obviously, I'm not with you 100% of the time. So, it's up to you and how diligent you are able to be with yourself. How disciplined is a better word. You're going to be able to be with yourself. How much you really want to see some benefits and results in this short time that we're together is all based on you and your participation, right? And that's really even with my private coaching clients, to be honest. I'm not with them 100% of the time, but I do require accountability. Pictures, I do usually require accountability videos or pictures to show that they are eating the way that they commit to eat when they sign up for coaching with me for their own good, because I know, sometimes we're not being monitored and we don't really have to show and prove to anybody. Sometimes we slack. I mean, I do it. We all do it. So accountability is the name of the game. It's the order of the day. It's one of the best things and my favorite things about having a challenge, because I need polishing and sharpening too. So that's why I like to host these challenges. And this challenge is free. So that should show you that, there's other reasons why I'm hosting a challenge. I like to have accountability buddies. So, number one, let's talk about some rules of things that we're not going to be doing during this challenge. Okay, fibroids, we're not supposed to be eating meat. So, no meat, no dairy, no sugar, right? No processed sugars. We can have low glycemic natural sugars, which we can get into when we get on the subject of substitutions later this week. I'll be going over things that we can have, but just to let everybody know off the rip. It's my pleasure. Melissa says, thanks for offering the challenge. It's my pleasure, goddess. And I'm so glad that you're back doing another challenge with me after all this time, right? Thanks for joining the challenge too. So no processed foods. I want to put this out here because in case anybody's easily scared away or turned off by all this, you need to know up front, like you're going to be, doing yourself a disservice coming in here saying you're doing the challenge and eating steak and potatoes every night. Those foods are not going to be approved, right? So the general rule of thumb, let's start over. No meat, no dairy, no sugar, no processed foods. We must be eating a whole food plant-based diet, right? We should be. I'm not your doctor and I'm also not your, parent. I can't tell you what to do and I also can't monitor you, right? So it's up to you to do your due diligence, although I will provide some recipes of meals and of smoothies and of green juices that I am assigning us to have throughout the week during the challenge. I'll be giving you that info. But it's up to you to make sure you're getting enough food throughout the day so that you're satisfied and that you are eating enough and getting the right amount of calories and protein. I will have some guidelines for that, but I just have to put the disclaimer out there because this is not a dietitian or nutritionist constructed plan, right? We are eating in alignment and according to what is recommended in order to see fibroids shrink, using some of my recipes, but basically following a whole food plant-based style of eating. And you're free to go and find any other recipes that you want during the challenge as long as they fit the category and the guidelines. And why are we doing that? We're doing this because this is what is recommended to see results at shrinking fibroids the fastest: eating a whole food plant-based diet. Now, when I say no processed foods, that means no Beyond Meats, no vegan sausages. All those are junk foods. Anything that we're going to be eating, we're going to be making with our own two hands. Or, I mean, if you're out at a restaurant, you're busy, you can go get something prepared that is whole food plant-based at a restaurant. Like if they have, say you go out, for example, and they have a grilled vegetable plate, with some baked root vegetables and grilled vegetables or stir fry, but someone else made it, right? But it's all vegetable, vegan. There's no tofu. None of the foods that are prohibited are included. You're fine, right? That's still a very healthy meal. It's just, I have to mention that because we're not going to be, for those that are new to the natural fibroid elimination lifestyle, processed vegan foods that are convenience foods that are already prepared, prepackaged, are usually processed, and those are prohibited. You need to be making your own meals. All right. Now, the other rule is you must participate in the assigned workouts. As I mentioned, there will be 4. They will not all be live. Some are already ready, and I'll drop links, and we will do those workouts for that day. And then there'll be 2 opportunities to work out with me live, right? And then the biggest rule of all is you have to share your daily accountability post with a video that is 30 minutes or 60 seconds long with little clips of you doing the assigned activities, okay, on your Instagram, right? Melissa, you love the live workouts? That's so cool. Yay. Because I remember when, before I was doing the live workouts, and I would think about doing the live workouts. Can you shout me out, pretty please? Who are you? Who are you? Why am I shouting you out? So are you doing the challenge? Like, who? Identify yourself. We're not here for shout outs. We're here for natural fibroid elimination. And the people that get shout outs, I know who they are, right? So, all right. So, anywho, you must be following all of my social media accounts that I have posted. And they were on the flyer that I posted, yesterday, and I will be reposting those. But you got to follow all of them, because the point of this challenge is to raise awareness about my platform and getting the word out to other goddesses that, you can see success with shrinking fibroids naturally. That's what this is all about. I don't know. We got a couple of hoo-has in the chat. I need a moderator. I guess I must be making it. I must be getting bigger because I got a few knuckleheads in the chat. When you made it when you got people in the chat trying to player hate on you. Pat myself on the back. So anyway, if anybody's interested in moderating as I grow, because your girl's growing, let me know. So yeah, you got to follow all the social media accounts, which are listed on the flyer. And I will repost that flyer. Speaking of the flyer, a couple of you have reached out, and speaking of shout outs, let me give the shout out to Anita Davis, who was an author, because she was proactive and action taking earlier today with sharing my flyer already. She's already taken action, and that's the kind of behavior that we want to see. But she was one of y'all who asked me about what, when, and how do we share? Who are we tagging, right? So we're going to talk about that tonight. And who is this person? How do you block? Let's see if I did it. 1 second, y'all. You're going in timeout until I figure out how to block you, knucklehead. Lakeisha Turrentine. Okay, I guess so. They're in the chat. They are in the chat, right? The low vibe. You're vibing high when the trolls come in the chat, right? That's just what happens. So like I said, I must be doing something right. So yeah, you must follow all the social media accounts. They are on 2 on YouTube, Dance Fit with Cecily. And this account, obviously, you got to be subscribed. That's super easy, right? And then on Instagram, you got to be following OP Fibroid Freedom, and then the Dance Fit with Cecily Instagram. And why are we doing that? Because they're all my accounts. They're raising awareness about my platform, and the workouts are coming from the Dance Fit with Cecily section of my work. And the natural fibroid elimination information is coming from the Operation Fibroid Freedom umbrella of my business, right? So of course we're going to support. I hope y'all would follow and support. But that's a really easy thing that you're going to need to do immediately. So make sure you're doing that. Now, another thing that I did, I've already created a form so we can get kind of official with everybody that is officially, truly wanting to be a active participating member of the challenge. I've created a form. It's in the community section on this YouTube. Go over there and sign up. Make sure you fill it out. I do have an address on there as well in case you win. I need to know where to mail your prize. But make sure you fill out all of the fields. Make sure you use the email that you're going to use for the private Facebook group while we are working together for the week. It must be the same email. So in order to officially, yes, I can link my current site. I need to actually do that. Let's see. Let me turn my volume down and I'm going to go jump in the chat. I'm going to go jump in the chat from my computer. So let's see if I can do that. So what you need to do now, step one, is to go over to the community tab on YouTube, find that little last post and sign up on that form. And then you are officially registered for the free challenge. What I'm going to do after we end this live stream here, I'm going to create the free Facebook group that's going to be private. Make sure you use your real names because I'll be vetting everybody since we have some player haters that are hanging around. I want to make sure that we have real people involved, and I'm not going to just let anybody in the private group. So let me go to the chat really quickly. I can't do two things at once with the computers involved. So let's see, and then I will get back to talking. Let me know if y'all have any more questions, by the way. Let's the live stream. And let's join. I got my volume down. Okay, cool. Skip. Let's go to the chat. All right, here is the website. www. No. It's dot. That should be it to order any fibroid products to enhance the fibroid detoxification power of your habits and actions that we're going to be doing during the challenge. And that also happens to be the products that you're going to win, whoever wins, are the same products that are sold on that site. My Green Goddess Fibroid Detox Smoothie Powder and my Bifibroids detoxification tea, which applies to the womb. It's a womb specific detox and a reproductive cleanse, but it also provides a safe and effective liver detoxification, as well as lymph cleansing and some digestive cleansing as well. It's got a lot of potent herbs in that tea that support balanced blood sugar. Blood pressure is balanced from those same herbs. What else is in there? Lots of womb nourishing herbs too. So that tea blend is really cool because things that we're taking out things through the detox process, but then it also supplies valuable minerals and nutrients from some very powerful herbal allies like nettles, stinging nettles. What else is in there that I really love for the womb? Oh, one of the favorites, right? The star of womb wellness, raspberry leaf tea. So that's what you're going to win, whoever the lucky winner is of the challenge. It's a mini kit of both of those products. So back to the rules. This is how it's going to go. It's going to be like you'll get a little card that I will be posting in the group and emailing to everybody who is an official member each day with I have 4 bullet points for each day, which are going to make up your daily mini fibroid freedom action steps. And why am I doing that? I'm doing that because that is literally how you put together a plan to get results with shrinking fibroids naturally. It may not happen overnight, but you really begin to learn and implement habits and actions that reverse the situation that you find yourself in with fibroids by targeting symptoms that you may be dealing with, targeting hormonal imbalance, targeting anything dealing with anemia and heavy bleeding. We're going to want to create a plan that is responsive and timely for those ailments, right? So if we're talking about anemia, then maybe we will make some iron rich dark leafy green specific recipes. Like make sure we include iron rich dark leafy green in our smoothies. Or maybe we will do green juice with a lot of calcium rich, nutrient dense things like kale and Swiss chard. Or maybe we will make sure that we have some herbal teas that are using herbs that are rich in iron and calcium and all this kind of stuff. That's just a small entry level way that we do that. But then maybe we'll also have some other habits and actions that we incorporate that also address iron deficiency anemia and fixing that issue. So the purposes of this challenge, it's called March Madness. Like I said, it involves a physical fitness element that will be one of those daily 4-point steps on your mini fibroid action plan that you're going to get every day. So you already know it's going to be food related for one. And if it's food related, it's going to be whole food plant-based recipe, or your assignment will be to make a green juice or a smoothie, and I'll give you the recipe for that. Super simple. And then after that, you'll have something that will have to do with yoga or a workout that promotes hormonal balance, right? Something that is gentle, something that maybe has levels to where, depending on your level of physical fitness, you can bump it up and get a little bit more intense. If you need to dial it back because of, the position or the number of fibroids, you're able to do that as well. That's what we're talking about. But we're stacking those habits. So we have our whole food plant-based meal. We have a fibroid optimized fitness workout that we're following for the day. That leaves 2 more bullet points, right? So maybe we will do, what are my notes? Something for your mindset or your self-care will be assigned to you, and I'm just throwing all this out there because it could be a combination of any of these things, but they will be assigned to you on a outline for each day. Thank you so much, Melissa, for the reminder. Y'all take a minute and hit the like button so more women can get this info. Please hit the like button. Maybe consider sharing the link so more people can get this info and actually learn that there is hope for seeing results at natural fibroid elimination. And if you don't know me, I'll give you a little background on me and why I'm even up here talking to you in a minute. But I want to keep talking about the rules and the housekeeping for how things are going to flow next week. So the purposes of this, because it's called March Madness, because it's kind of like wild card energy. You got to hit almost like a scavenger hunt of behaviors and actions, but they all relate to supporting natural fibroid elimination each day, right? So it's kind of keeps you on your toes. Whoever is serious about winning the prize is going to make sure that they give their daily video in the form of a 30-second or 1 hour, that'd be crazy, 30-second or 1 minute video of you hitting each of those 4 bullet points for the day. And say, for example, one of your points was to do a castor oil pack or do some work with castor oil by rubbing it on your abdomen, which we'll go over that together inside the group because we are going to do some work with castor oil. Literally, you can do a quick clip of you with the oil on your abdomen if you don't even have a cloth. Like, it doesn't have to be super like stressful. And if you do have a cloth, like a washcloth, and you got that on your abdomen with a little bit of saran wrap, you take a quick little, not even 10-second clip of you sitting in your chair, taking a moment to relax with your castor oil pack. That would be considered acceptable for your accountability for that daily task. And you'll have 4 of those each day that you have to show up with. I highly recommend you do all of the clips, put them in one video, and then just post them. Now, the way that you get the accountability is not sending them to me directly. It's sharing them on your Instagram, sharing them on your social media. I prefer Instagram right now, unless you're really active on YouTube. You can share them on your YouTube as well. But Instagram is pretty easy for me right now. I would say TikTok, but I'm not really that active. But if you don't have a Tik or an Instagram, but you do have TikTok, I will accept that too. So let me know if you have any questions about that and if that makes sense. But just be prepared for your daily fibroid freedom action plan to include 4 activities that you have to hit each day and to give a daily accountability post. And when you post it on your social media, you will tag Cecily at OP Fibroid Freedom, or just tag at OP Fibroid Freedom, and I'll have a little bit of a sentence for you to say, to copy and paste, and that'll be your accountability participation for the day checked off. I'm getting so many messages right now. It's crazy. What else? Like I said, if I give you a smoothie to make, I will have a recipe. Most of my recipes have videos because I've already posted them on YouTube, or I used them for challenges in the past. So I have video links that I'll be sharing. Unless it's going to be something that we're doing live, then I will do something with you live. But right now, I'm probably just going to share recipes that I already have. What else did we say? No meat, no dairy. Do the best that you can on this. The whole thing is on you and how serious you want to make this. Substitutions. I'll be coming back, not tomorrow, because the challenge starts on Monday, March 18th, right? It's not a big deal. The recipes are not complicated, so I don't think we need an entire, like, multiple days where we're talking about preparation. But what I am going to do is go ahead and open the Facebook group tonight for everybody who signs up on the forum. If you want to sign up, go to the communities tab on this channel and find the last post that I just posted less than like an hour ago, and sign up on that forum to officially become a member and be added to the private Facebook group. That's what you need to do to officially join the challenge. Go ahead and do that now, and you will be included in the private Facebook group. And as we move throughout the week, you'll see me begin to add things to the group, like some links for some recipes. I will be dropping the daily cards in there for you to know what your daily assignment is. And we'll meet in there, and we'll be able to kind of talk and have like feedback and be each other's accountability in the Facebook group. I don't care if it's 3 of us. We're going to have a private Facebook group so we can hang out and do stuff in there. Yeah, so about Friday or Saturday, because Fridays are busy for me. They're probably busy for you too. So it won't be in the evening. Shabbat Shalom. But it will be during the day. I'm going to start to put some more information to help you prep for the challenge. Another user. I'm glad that you love all of this stuff. I don't know what the reason is for you to want to take time to put this on here, but you know, hey, do you? So anyway, pretty interesting. You're going to want to be on the list so that you can be in that group and be ready for whatever I'm posting on Friday, because I'll start to give you the links for recipes in case you want to go out and grab a few items. I'll have a mini list of stuff that you may want to grab. For example, I'm going to be talking about substitutions. And maybe I'll do a little bit of that now. So you'll see what I mean. It's a good time right now before the challenge starts for you to identify some things that may be tough for you to give up during the time that we're doing the 7-day challenge, right? For me, coffee is one of those things. But I'm going to really activate my discipline and self-mastery, and I'm not having coffee that week at all, because we're not supposed to be having coffee anyway. Okay, as people that have gotten rid of fibroids, that are wanting to shrink fibroids, coffee's not on the list, right? I'm being completely transparent. During this week, I'm going to really make sure I have no coffee because I really want to apply myself and I want results. So I am going to find some substitutions, some items that I can have that may give me a little bit of caffeine. And of course, they're not going to be the same thing as coffee, but um, I'm encouraging you to do that. So let's talk about that right now. Substitutions. Think about some things before the challenge even starts that may make it tough for you to stick to the challenge. I'm encouraging you to do your homework, and you can put some stuff in the chat if you want, and I can help you now if there is a substitution. But find some things that you can substitute for those cravings that you may get during the challenge. Like if you have a sweet tooth, you may want to find a substitution for that. Hold on. There we go. You may want to find a substitution for anything sweet. So I would say make sure you have dates on hand, not dates on like the dating app, right? Not Tinder dates. Ha ha ha. Dates like the yummy fruit. Because dates really have saved me because I have a sweet tooth. Um and I love dates because they're, first of all, they're a fertility food. They're really good if you are doing any sort of fasting, which I'm not saying you need to fast, but you may find some moments where you have weaknesses because you haven't gotten enough nourishment because you're still trying to figure out the version of you that eats whole food plant-based. So you may make some mistakes here and there and be like, you know what, I don't think I got enough protein, or I don't feel fully satiated. A date really will work to help you feel more satiated. Trust me, believe me, get you some dates and have them in your cabinet. Not to mention, you can use them to add natural, low glycemic sweetener to other recipes, like your smoothies. If they're not sweet enough because the fruit you used wasn't that sweet, drop a couple dates in there and it's like, mwah, mwah, manja, chef's kiss, right? So get you some dates. Dried figs are really good. There's this brand that I really like for that. My man, I knew he was my man when he gifted me a bag of, I think it was dates by this brand, but I really like their figs too. I learned about them from him also, but it's Sunny Fruit. Those things bussin'. They slap, okay? So get you some of those. And another thing, date syrup. There's a whole syrup made from dates that you can use and drizzle on oatmeal. You can use it in recipes. Another way that I've used this for a non-sweet meal is when I make, what's the recipe? It's like an Asian dish, like General Tso's chicken, except I did cauliflower, which was also really good. Okay, good. Good to know, Melissa. Thank you. See, that's what's up. That's my girl right there. Okay. Melissa knows. Trader Joe's has the affordable date syrup for those who are looking. So go get that. Melissa's on point. She's really good with the substitutions too. But those are things that I would recommend. It's time for you to start thinking about your subs that you're going to sub out for to make sure that you can really adhere to the guidelines of the Fibroid Challenge now. If you really have a hard time giving up meat, that doesn't mean you can't do the challenge. I would just encourage you to at least eat meat, or don't eat meat for 90% of your meals during the day. So maybe have one meal with meat if you really have a hard time. The rest, try to find plant-based options. Go buy my recipes for those. But you can also find some substitutions now and be open-minded to experiment, like using mushrooms instead of meat. Portobello are fine. There's one of the big trends now is people use lion's mane and they make like steak out of lion's mane mushrooms. I haven't done that yet, so I can't vouch for that flavor-wise. But this would be a good time for you to be open-minded and experiment, right? Try things out. You will be, even if you're still at the point where you're like, I don't know if I can make it taste good, you're going to still see so many more benefits in your womb health and in how you feel in your body. Especially going into, if you're going into your window where you're actually on your cycle, or just in your body in general, at any time, whatever time you're at in your menstrual phases, um, you're going to see some big differences. You're going to see a lot of less bloating if you're able to stick to this, lots more energy. Anybody that has any issues with water weight or edema, you're going to see that get less and less severe or apparent, and maybe even go away if you're able to fully stick to this. You're going to see more balanced blood sugar and blood pressure if you have issues with that. Lots of regularity is going to suddenly magically manifest because you're eating more living whole foods that are high in fiber and nutrients. Okay, so that's what this is about. Now, I said, what did I say I was going to talk about next? Let me know if you need another day or more time on substitutions. We can go into more of those in the group, but if I need to come back and go live and talk more about substitutions to help you identify things that you're going to be using during the challenge for yourself, for your own cravings, let me know. We can come back and do that, right? Um, mm, 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 mm. Yeah. So why am I talking about this? Who am I, right? Because I know some of y'all are like, who she thinks she is, right? I dissolved fibroids after I was told that it was not possible. I had a fibroid fallout from doing this type of behavior, from putting habits and actions together that would make up how I lived my life over a 2-year period. And I eventually saw a fibroid fall out after I was told that surgery was my only option. So I do these challenges, number one, to encourage, inspire, and to help to spread the word to other women who are looking. Because when I had fibroids, there was nobody doing this, there was nobody talking about this. So it's to give women hope, but it's also to help me stay active in the habits and the behaviors that I need to do. Because I've slacked, and I've slacked in the past, and the fibroids have come back, and I've gotten back on it, and they have dissolved again. So I like staying active and being in the game, because the thing about it is, somebody posted on my TikTok today, um, I had surgery already. And now, number one, I was like, okay, I don't know why you're telling me that. But I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, well, sis, you still need the challenge. You still need to know the habits and the actions and the behaviors that it takes to stop them from returning, because fibroids will come back if you do not make the changes for a lifestyle. That does not mean you can never have a treat again, but it does mean that you really need to be prepared to begin to live your life in such a way that it always is supporting detoxification happening. You're always living your life and using habits, that eating foods that supply your body with enough fiber, enough minerals for hormone balance to be able to occur, for your body's waste channels to be able to properly expel waste. To keep your vibration high, to keep your cells hydrated. You got to be making sure you get your nutrients. It's deeper than eating for taste buds. One of the biggest lifestyle changes and mindset changes you can make is to plan what you're eating first on the benefits and the nutrients and the living life force energy that it's going to supply to your body. Then think about taste, right? But if you're open-minded and, intelligent enough to say, hey, I don't really like the taste of this green juice, but I know if I drink it, the results, my womb is going to really be benefiting from, me consuming this powerful juice, even though I don't like the way it tastes. The priority is on the benefits that it's applying to your body first and foremost. If you're able to create a series of habits that become your new lifestyle, um, more often than not, that you follow 80% of your life, right? You stand the chance of really seeing yourself succeed and achieve at shrinking fibroids, seeing symptoms to get less and less severe. And then when you start to see that you're actually controlling your reality when it comes to things like fibroids and all the symptoms that you have when you have fibroids. You start to see you have control over that. You start to get a little bit more empowered. And then that in turn will inspire you to become a little more disciplined. And that's when you begin to get a little more strict. You begin to say, hey, I can go without eating meat for 7 days, 21 days, 60 days. I can go without drinking coffee for 30 days. I can go without drinking wine or smoking or whatever for 90 days, or I can give it up completely and I can eat whole food plant-based because I've been working on these habits. I've been working on these new actions that make up this fibroid freedom lifestyle of habits that I know support natural fibroid freedom. And once you get a good amount of those as part of your everyday life, you're kind of fibroid proofing your reality, if that makes any sense. Um, that's what we're talking about. That's what this is about. It's about giving yourself a mini plan. I'll be helping you this time, but when you're done, the goal is for you to be able to say, all right, April, I already know when April gets here, I can't have any meat, or I'm going to eat whole food plant-based for 80% of my meals because I know I'm not supposed to have meat. I know that I am not supposed to have dairy, so I'll only have pizza one time this month instead of every weekend. And I know you're going to be, getting a knowledge as well as experience with seeing how you react in these situations where you are being called to let go of these habits and behaviors that grew fibroids in the first place. All this is a learning experience. It's all about self mastery, right? It's all about not necessarily how strong you are, because that sounds like, I don't like to say it like that because it makes it sound like people who are not where you're at are weak. And that's not what it's about. It's not about competing with anybody else. It's about betterment for yourself, getting yourself to the next stage of fibroid proofing habits, right? Everyone's different. I work with some women who are already vegan and they still suffer from fibroids because they may not have a proper protocol or plan in place to address um, bringing a lot of dense nutrients, vitamins, and minerals in the form of herbs and supplements in their life, right? Or you may work with somebody that is not vegan, but they're on herbs, they're on supplements, but they eat burgers and a lot of meat, a lot of dense, lower vibrational foods that literally grow into fibroids on a regular basis. Everyone's at a different level is my point. So it's up to you to kind of like determine where you are, what's realistic for you to where you want to see yourself get to as far as improvement in your daily habits and actions that support natural fibroid elimination. So let's talk about that for a minute from a personal experience. With me, I can definitely say that when I was diagnosed with fibroids, I ate pretty healthy. I was probably the category of women that ate healthy, um, didn't really do herbs too much. I knew about herbs, but I hadn't applied them to my life. Well, now I do all of those things, right? I do a little bit of all of them. I coach women, but I still have areas where I need to improve. I still have areas where I can do better for myself. I just told you guys that I still have coffee. I'm not supposed to be having coffee. So I'm holding myself to the same level of scrutiny and the same call for self mastery as I'm telling you all about too. So hold on real quick. Okay. So um, find some stuff that you know you don't need to be doing, eating, habits that you don't need to be engaging in. Make a short list and cross them out, or make a note by them that you have to stop doing these things for the challenge for the week if you want to see your best results. Okay, it's just 7 days. You can do anything for 7 days, and you really want to do it, and you really want to take it personal so that you can observe yourself and you can grow from this moment. Okay. So what did I leave out? We talked about the rules, and if you're just now getting here, rewind it back, listen to the rules of the challenge. If you have not heard, I created a form for everybody who wants to officially participate. Go over to the form and sign up. You must use the same email that you would like to use for the Facebook group in order to be added to the private Facebook group. You must be on those socials that I've added if you want to win the prize, right? So if you want to win the prize, you got to share your social media so that I can verify that it's you. And if you want to win the prize and have the prize mailed to you, you need to put your address in the address section of the form. Okay? What else do we need to talk about? Any other questions, Melissa? Any other tips? Y'all make sure you add a like to this video. Let's see. Can I add a like to my own video? Thanks for those who did like. I think that was it. I think that's it. So we're going to be starting the Facebook group for whoever signs up on the form. I will be adding those people. You'll probably either be added via email. I don't know if I can do that on there, or I will send you an email with a link to join the group. After I verify, make sure you're not a troll. I mean, if you're a troll, you can try, but I'm just going to block you anyway. So, I mean, if you got time like that, hey, go crazy. Other than that, it's really that simple, y'all. It's that simple. Now, I will tell you going forward for whoever's interested, because I've been getting other women that have been reaching out to me about private coaching, which is on hold right now because I don't know if y'all know, but I'm a licensed realtor now and I am diligently working on my real estate business. So if, by the way, side note, if y'all know anybody who is looking to buy, sell, or invest in the greater Atlanta area, forward them to me. I can definitely sit down with them and help them be on their way to building generational wealth. But I say that to say I've been spending a lot of time over there. Meanwhile, a lot of goddesses have been reaching out asking me when I will be doing group fibroid coaching again, private coaching. Private coaching is temporarily, it's still open, but it's by appointment, kind of an invite only. I have to interview you, and I also have to make sure that I'm able to be available for the commitment, the time commitment. So that's why that is kind of in the background right now, but I am still, the door is not completely closed if for the right person. Now I'm saying that because I have, as I mentioned, this challenge here is about stacking the habits that are recommended to see results at natural fibroid elimination. Now, these habits are very powerful, but they are, I would say, beginner actions, beginner habits, right? That make up the foundation of level 1 natural fibroid elimination actions. Prep. I try to stay 2 or 3 meals ahead. Also make double of everything for later. That's a great tip. Great point, Melissa. And that brings me to another point. So I got to remember to come back to what I was about to talk about because I will forget. To your point here with the prepping, when we're talking about green juicing for the challenge, whoever's going to be doing the challenge, I recommend green juicing enough for 2 to 3 days juice, which I'm going to be recommending 16 ounces of green juice each day. I recommend that you make enough to where you have that times 3 or 2 so that you don't have to constantly be juicing every day and cleansing the juicer every day because that's very time consuming. If you don't have a juicer, I recommend that you use your blender and then strain it, but have enough juice for you to have at least 16 ounces or more each day of the challenge. Okay, because that's going to be, for me, that's one of the most labor intensive parts. But as far as prepping goes, Melissa put up a good point. It's good to prep all of your meals, right? So if you know that you really like a certain recipe or a certain salad or soup and it's vegan, make enough of it for you to have 2 or 3 servings of that so that you're not, falling off the wagon because you don't have plant-based foods, meals ready. Fruit is always good too, though, because it's like you don't have to do too much prepping. You can just pick that up and eat it. If it's, things like melons and all this kind of stuff, or even just apples and stuff. You can just make a plate of that and eat it, and that's like a mono meal. Those are really easy too. But prepping is critical. Thank you, Melissa, for sharing that. Back to what I was saying about coaching. This is level 1 recommended foundational natural fibroid elimination habits and action steps, excuse me, that we're going to be talking about during the challenge. There are levels to this ish. Yes, I said ish. So that there are more advanced techniques. There are intermediate techniques. There are extra advanced techniques that we haven't even talked about and we'll never talk about, because some of the stuff I don't go over unless we're in a private coaching or 1 hour consultation type of a setting, right? Because I want to be able to monitor you and effectively be present to help you um, with things that are more intricate and require more monitoring. That being said, I will be opening up an opportunity after the challenge is over. Looking like it's going to happen in April. I'm not exactly sure. But I have a fast track um, method, strategy that I used specifically and saw results from, that I share in private coaching, because it does require extra monitoring, extra coaching, extra hands-on hand holding from me to the client. But I will be opening up a small group in April, tentatively, where I will be going over that fast track strategy. And I call it a fast track strategy. It's not a miracle strategy, because it also depends on how your diet is. It also depends on your lifestyle. But if you commit to this fast track methodology that I will be sharing when I do this small group, um, you will and should see some very powerful, noticeable changes in fibroid size, fibroid reduction in number, fibroids shrinking, because I did, right? I'm saying this from personal experience. So I'm thinking about launching a small group specifically focused on spending 2 weeks together, implementing this fast track methodology for 2 weeks. No, it will not be free. It will be the cost of 1 or 2 consultations is kind of what I'm toying with. And we will spend a month or 4 weeks together in preparation to work together for the 2 weeks, doing the labor intensive fast track strategy together. That method that I use to go from not being able to bend forward because the fibroid was obstructing my vertebrae from moving, functioning at their normal ability. When I figured out that this was the thing, this strategy that I'll be going over in this group, 2 weeks later, I was doing cartwheels again and I was able to move normally because I had made so much progress with reducing the size of that fibroid. And I've never felt that fibroid ever since. So I do know from personal experience that it does get results. I was eating whole food plant-based back then. So, it's recommended that you do too if you want to see results that are as noticeable as that. But you do want this information if you're serious about up leveling your habits and your action steps to see results with shrinking fibroids. This is some information that you do want. If you've been in any of my if you bought my Fibroid Freedom Toolkit course, I did share that information there. So this is nothing new to you. You already know about it. You just need to implement it. And that's another thing. This is not something that is like, I'll just sit down and learn and I just have to take 1 capsule and it's done. That's it. No, this is a labor intensive strategy and method. And I say labor intensive because it requires that you perform a certain task using certain tools twice a day for 2 weeks. And we'll be doing it together, so, and you may not even have all of the equipment necessary. So we spend time together for 4 weeks so that I can tell you about the different options for getting the equipment necessary to perform this strategy, this methodology on your own, which is also something to factor in, because the price ranges for this. There's a price range for this this methodology as well, for the tools that you'll need to do it, but it does get results. I do highly recommend that you think about signing up for that. If you're interested, let me know. We can go over what that will look like. And I'm thinking about launching that fast track group in April, but I do want to I want to, be clear on making sure that we have enough time for you all to prep and get what you need as far as the tools. So it may be April or mid-May so that you guys have enough time. Once you learn about what the strategy is, you can go out and get the tools you need. You can budget that in because you also have to pay to participate in the group and be a member. So anyway, that's it for the rules today. If you're interested and serious and you really want to learn about these habits and actions that we're going to be doing next week to support natural fibroid elimination, to support natural hormone balance, to support um, fertility, right? You need to be in this group. You need to be in there learning and taking action as well. Somebody mentioned yesterday that they did not have social media. You should still be in the group so that you can learn, and you still should participate for your own for your own good, for your own well-being, because it's good knowledge to have, right? This knowledge is something that will keep you from having to have surgery if you really implement it and put it to work in your life, right? But if you don't have social media, then you just can't be considered for the prize. The winner will be announced on Monday, March 25th. And then I will ship out the mini fibroid detoxification smoothie powder and tea after that. So that's all I had for today, right? That was it. My biggest thing today was just like that I'm seeing my numbers go up, and I'm seeing that I have to find some people to do moderation on my chats because, you know, I don't know. I guess that's just what happens. It's the nature of the game, right? So anyway, what else do we need to talk about? Any current events or topics going on that we should talk about before we get out of here? Sometimes I feel like I'm on a roll and I'm like, man, I wish I had juicier content. Like, like I'm not a gossip girl. I'm not your YouTuber that's gonna come on here and be like gossiping, so I won't be doing that. And maybe in that respect this channel is boring, right? But I will talk about I'll talk about like fashion, I'll talk about a little bit about music and stuff. Y'all know I do music too, but I'm on hiatus from music right now. I'll talk about like fun girly stuff or shoes, designs. I'll talk about workout all the time. Um, but yeah, I ain't got no gossip for y'all. I have the tea though. I ain't got no gossip. Speaking of, I've seen a lot of people coming for my friends, and I say my friends. I know, right? I'm getting the little laughing face. I'm seeing a lot of people coming for women that wear wigs and weaves. Now, I'm a natural girly, right? I'm happy and nappy today. But I'm not going to be coming and player hating on women that wear, wigs and weaves. I've worn wigs and weaves before. I don't think it's about a character assassination because a woman wears those things. I don't think that that's healthy or productive, right? I think that we need to support our sisters wherever they're at with their beauty. We need to support our sisters. But I do think that we do need to do some deeper discussion on the quality of the hair, the origin of the hair, and not just the hair, the products. I've talked about this before, and I have to be careful because I don't know what will, that's another reason my channel is not as juicy, because I'm always trying to make sure I don't talk about stuff that will get, you know. But, there has been talk on other channels by other people. Things have been sent to me, even by non-Black women have sent me stuff where they're like, it looks like Black women are being targeted for this. But there has been talk about a lot of ingredients in hair care products, specifically for the so-called Black woman that have a lot of questionable, harmful ingredients. I did a little discussion on that like maybe a year or two ago, and I forgot the name of the ingredient, but literally some of this stuff in the products was on the material safety data sheets, you know, those big books of sheets that you learn about when you get your first job as a teen, like I did, and they make you read about the cleaning products you're going to be using, so that legally you have been informed on, you know, uh, the safety concerns for these products that you're going to be using and you're going to be exposed to, right? This is how serious this stuff is. And these products that are on these material safety data sheets are in Black hair care products on the regular. So that's something that I think is very juicy, that I am contemplating going back into. I mean, I wouldn't be the first to talk about it, but lately there's been a lot of talk about hair weave. Hair weave and them getting it out of the drains. Video of people in other countries collecting old hair out of the drains, cleaning it off. But before they clean it off, in between the cleaning, intentionally cursing the hair and spitting on the hair, then cleaning it again. And then using their tools to actually sift the hair into what looks like those beautiful packs of that yaki hair that you get at the beauty supply store just for us, and being sold. That is a real phenomenon as of late. And I think that's something that is very interesting and very eye-opening that needs to be looked at, because it's like energy, I say it all the time. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Right now, that being said, pause. You can have the strongest spiritual barriers. I walk with a barrier. I walk with a force field, right? Blood of Jesus. Yeshua HaMashiach. That's me. So haters, be warned, right? You're only hurting yourself. But my point is, you can have the biggest force field up and that stuff won't affect you. I'm not saying every type of hair, every wig and every weave is automatically has this veil of darkness over it. But I am saying that this is a real phenomenon. These things are being talked about and showed and displayed on videos. And what does that mean? How are we supposed to know who did what and where this hair came from and from the next one, right? So that's a lot to think about and to unpack and to marinate on. Then there was another thing I wanted to say about the hair. And it just slipped my mind, because then I thought about, an option would be to just wear synthetic, right? But if a certain group demographic are being targeted because of who they are through the hair, just by switching from this human hair to this synthetic hair, that doesn't mean that they haven't tried to do some stuff with that too, right? So things to think about. And also infer and ask yourself, why? Why would this even be a thing? Why would somebody go to these lengths? What is the big deal? Why does it matter? Right? That is, I think, where the real power lies for you on an individual level within this subject. I think the deeper message is to take your power back and fill in the blank as to why these things are occurring, number one. And then do a little more due diligence, right? If this is even possible, with finding out where the hair you're going to be using in your next style actually comes from. Do your due diligence, if that's even possible. Like I said, I don't even know, because it seems to be a long, winding trail, and it seems to go back to other countries that are not necessarily our own. And even if it does, that doesn't mean that it's 100% safe. I mean, I'm not the expert on this topic, Like I said, happy snowball here on purpose, right? So I don't know. those are some things to think about. Those are some things that have been coming up lately that I'm like, man, I should really go over this with my audience. But they do also, these subjects also relate to energy and what we allow on our temple, what we allow. It's just as important to talk about this stuff as it is to talk about what type of food we are consuming, you know, what type of content are we consuming? As I mentioned on one of the other live streams, it's just as important, is it not? Like we talked about, everybody sitting there and watching all of the videos by this Risa, is it Risa Tisa or Resa Tessa? One of those names, because I didn't watch it. Y'all already know, but I'm just saying what I heard through the grapevine was that everybody was binge watching this, like, Netflix. And it was about somebody that was being like abused in some way by a narcissistic husband, and people was listening to like all these trauma stories and trauma bonding and just adding their own stuff into the comments on the TikToks. And Melissa said I could only watch 8 episodes. Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, was it a really traumatic? That's what it sounded like to me. But that just, goes to what I was just saying with the fact that it's all toxic. It's just as toxic as the herbicides and pesticides on the nectarines that I have downstairs, right? Who's to say one thing is going to be more powerful in helping a fibroid form in the womb than the other? Just because one is not physical, it doesn't mean, you know, it's not adversely affecting your situation with natural fibroid elimination. Or, you know, we really got to be more diligent in detoxing our entire lives, but it's a constant thing. And I don't know if we'll ever be able to make sure every aspect of our lives are detox. Case in point, I opened up the chat and there's toxic people in the chat trying to player hate, right? So it's like toxins are everywhere. All you can do is control what you allow in your gates, what you allow out of your gates, what you allow to persist in your mind, right? And the more we're able to get higher vibrational stimuli in the form of living foods, plants, fruits, and vegetables, clean foods, that's going to help change up here to vibrate higher. And also, it will enhance your magnetic attraction in order to recreate and reanimate your reality with your situation with fibroids and in your life, to where if stuff like that, for example, the hair weave, the toxic killer hair weaves and wigs is a thing that you may be contending with and not even knowing that you have hair and products from these places, maybe it doesn't affect you because you're vibrating super high. Maybe you're like superwoman status because you're like on point with all of the highest vibrational, most healthy veggies and fruits. Maybe your detox plan is so good and so efficient. Maybe you're getting so many good vitamins and minerals from the sea mosses and eating like, so good for yourself that these other areas that could potentially support fibroids growing is not even affecting you. So, like I said, I'm just talking. But it's something that's interesting to think about because it's about putting together a set of habits, action steps, aspects of your daily life that all support natural fibroid elimination. And these are just little areas where, you may not have looked. These are stones that you may not have turned in your life, I don't have all the answers, but they all relate to what I am sharing, are very valid, and they all relate and can, if you implement them, add up to enough of what you need to see a fibroid get smaller or to see fibroids disappear if you're willing to commit and implement this plan for yourself, right? So that's all I got today. That's all I got right now. I think it got juicy. Don't forget to go over to the community tab and sign up and become an official member if you're serious about being a member of the 7-day challenge that starts Monday. And if you're not, sorry for you. All right, because we're going to only build on this as spring continues and we get closer to summer. Let me know if you're interested in being in the fast track group where we work together for 2 weeks using that methodology that I used to see fibroids get smaller, drastically smaller within 2 weeks. Let me know if you want to know about that and join that. And I will be back. All right. So later on tonight, I'll be making that Facebook group and I will be sending information out to everybody who signs up on the forum to join the group. If for some reason there's any glitches with the forum and you can't sign up on the forum after this is over, all you need to do is message me over on Instagram at OP Fibroid Freedom. I'll put it in the chat really quickly on Instagram and just let me know. And I will work on it and I'll add you whenever I fix that issue tomorrow. That's my IG. Email, I would say it, but as soon as I say my email, it's like, here we go with like 3 billion emails. So, okay, great. Melissa said she did the form. Thank you for confirming. So far it's me and you. I have a few other ladies who have said that they want to do it. We'll see if they've signed up on the form. I'm going to be sending out the flyers that you need to post. I've already posted them once, but I will be. Hey, Naomi, welcome back, goddess. Welcome back. I don't know if you were able to listen to the rules. If you haven't, just run it back, listen to the rules. If you have any questions, let me know. Make sure you sign up on the forum in the communities tab to be officially registered for the challenge, and I'll add you to the Facebook group later this evening, and we're going to go from there. But just expect me to actually be active and kind of start posting links and stuff in the group, priming us for day one, which is on Monday. I'll be getting things primed beginning on Friday. You may see me drop some flyers and some links to some recipes in there as well, starting on Friday. Challenge officially starts Monday. But yeah, that's it. I had fun hanging out with y'all today. It's going to be easy. Nothing pretentious, nothing like super complicated. It's literally just for us all to gather and to support each other and have accountability buddies while we are implementing some habits and actions together, all on one accord to see results at natural fibroid elimination and just learning more about what that looks like, what a lifestyle of somebody who is serious about shrinking fibroids should look like day in and day out. And I'll be asking y'all some questions in the group, like one of the days when we do castor oil packs, maybe we'll gather and have a little time if we can all coordinate schedules. Because I know sometimes when I do challenges, I'll have people like located in like Bolivia and the time will be completely different than everybody else's. So I don't know where everybody's located. I will find out depending on who's in the group. But if anybody, is interested in, hanging out for 30 minutes to 45 with the castor oil packs or doing some other self-care collective behavior to support natural fibroid elimination, we may do that too, depending on schedules, because we are doing workouts too, and I don't want to overload you guys. But you know me, I get excited, and then I'd love a live hangout. Okay, great. Sounds good. Let's do it. I always try to I guess Zoom is like the go-to, but sometimes I'm like Zoom. It seems like we always default to Zoom, but I don't know where else. Naomi is interested in a live hangout. Excellent, Naomi. That'd be great. Make sure that y'all use your names that you're using on here on that form so that I know who you are on Facebook. If your Facebook name is not your name on here, give me a little message when I add you, when I send the link to the private group so I know it's you. Go over to the community tab on this YouTube. There's a community section for this account. I put a link to register officially to join the challenge on this account. I just ordered my castor pack and yoni pot. It's serious time. Yes, I need this stomach to go down. I need to be fine this summer. I love it. Yes, community tab on this account, Naomi. Can I just say, I know, Melissa, you know me. When I connect any goal to vanity, which is so bad. But if I connect it to like my figure, then I'll be like, oh, I'm totally sticking to my juice plan, or I'm totally going to stick to my whole food plant-based regimen. It's so much easier because I'm like, I have plans to, go hang out on a beach somewhere with my man this summer. You know what I mean? We got to get summertime fine. Like if you really need to, and we'll talk about that actually. Let me put a note down here. We need to define our why, y'all. We need to define our why for why we're doing this. So we're going to be doing that together. I don't care if I only have 2 of y'all in the group. We're going to gather and we're going to have sisterhood and we're going to do these steps. We don't have to be there all night when we do it, but we're going to do these little things together. This is so important. It makes it more real and special when you're able to connect with like-minded individuals. For me, it's like a really big deal. I haven't had, you know what? I haven't had a womb circle. And Melissa, I think when I was doing the Womb Hang Clan womb circles, I don't think you came to one. But maybe, we'll do a womb circle night and do the castor oil pack inside the private group and define our whys and, maybe make a little hangout like that. And I need to decide if we're going to do it on Zoom. And I'll put castor oil. That's what we'll do. So look out for a mini schedule for our challenge, but also points where we will be able to gather live together in the challenge over the weekend between Friday and Sunday as we move into day 1 of the challenge on Monday. I'm so excited. Yeah, so another thing we're going to do is hashtag summertime fine. Hashtag summer body when we do the workouts, because I've been using those hashtags already on Dance Fit with Cecily. So when we do the fitness portion, we're going to hashtag summertime fine and or summer body. I know y'all are like, she's so extra, but it's so fun. Like, hello. Anyway, y'all, I think that's it for now. Look out for a message from me with information on that Facebook group between now and tomorrow. I know, right? I'm all over the place. And then the next time you hear from me will be in the group by Friday. Things will start bubbling up on Friday. What else do you need to expect? If you're hearing this now, you're just hopping on and you want to participate for the 8,000th time. I know y'all are tired of hearing me say it. Go over to the communities tab on this YouTube and sign up on the community post that I just posted. There's a form there. Let me see if anybody has signed up. Let me go to the form. I see the form. Public form. I don't know how to see where. Hold on. See if I have a question. Let's see if I got an email. Okay, perfect. I see Melissa. Yeah, y'all need to sign up on the form. Someone else said they signed up, but I don't see them. Can't find it. Okay, let me see if I can post it here. Copy link. And there it is in the chat. And I'll post it in the comments too. Can I do that while I'm live? I can't do that while I'm live. So I'll do that when I get off, because I had a couple of other people say that they signed up, but I don't see them. And also, I'm going to be posting it on Instagram too, so don't worry if you don't see it. But there it is in the chat if you're on the chat. Now, when you watch this video and I close this, I think the chat's going to disappear. So I will post the form in the comments here, and you can also go to Instagram at OP Fibroid Freedom, and I'll post the link for you to sign up over there. If you have any questions, send me a message, go to Instagram and DM me, or find my email because I'm not announcing it again, and send me a message and you can join the challenge that way. Are we good? Naomi, do you see the form link? I think you do. I think you do. Yay, found it. Okay, thank you so much, Goddess. My pleasure. I can't wait to meet you and talk with you inside the group. We're going to have some fun, girl time, healing activities, self-care time. Fit baddie squad energy with the workouts, summertime fine energy with the workouts, and just be glad that we can, gather and support each other. That's what this is all about. All right. Good positive energy. Much love, much peace, much fibroid release. Look out for some info tonight if you fill out the form, and we'll go from there. All right. I'll talk to y'all soon. I had so much fun. I was on here so long tonight. See? All right. We'll talk later. Peace, love, and fibroid release.